Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So here we are for our final part of the Age of Rage chain. Now this is located again in House Jurasco, towards the southwest at the House Jurasco Hospital. In order to pick up the last part, which is bestowed by Denaria, you do need to complete the other 4 quests prior. Here we are. Give it a quick reset. Alright, so I was kind of moping around in here. Again, it has been a long time since I've done this quest. So I was in here to just get a little bit of a refresher course there. Alright. So the first thing you need to do is we're going to actually have to head inside and head straight in. Now on the right here, heading north, we do have a little bit of water, which we can actually swim through. On the other side of this, as you see, secret door, we also now have a group of enemies. Now, killing them is actually going to give us a key used for an optional later on in the quest. So it is completely a skippable objective, but it will come out with additional loot and experience. I do believe in loot. I know for experience for sure. Alright, so the key itself you don't actually got to pick up. It's just auto picked up as per quest progression. Alright. And that is the optional for the Mithril Lock. So at this point we are going to head up and in. And we just need to talk to this village guard here.
The guard tells you that the Dragon Temple is normally forbidden.
At this point, all we got to do is head in a little bit further. And so, yeah, there's a village up ahead. There's going to be 3 elders, which will appear on the map. They are these yellow X's. And we got to gain the favor of each of these. Now, in order to gain the favor, it's really simple. We just got to go in and, you know, perform a small, simple task. So this one here is the Trial of Intelligence. So in order to complete this one, we just have a few puzzles that we got to complete. So we're going to go in, head north, and then both these pass. There's just one of these Simon Says puzzles. Each one has 3 rounds that you gotta complete. Failing will have you start over, so. Once you get all 3 lit up, you're done on that side. As you see, our runes crystals lit up. Just got to do the same on this side here as well. Alright, so there's that one. At this point, it's going to bring us into this room. Now, you may start off with some of these already lit up. In our case, we have none lit up. The objective is to light them all up. Now, to do that, you want to start on a side that has 4. from here, you want to light up all the ones not lit up on your row. So in this case, all of them. So we're going to step on this row. There we go. Then we're going to move to the next row. So we need this one. And we need this one. Again, same thing. Step on all of these. And there we go. Sometimes what'll happen is you'll solve all the way down. It won't be all the way and you'll still have like 1 or 2 left over. What you do at that point is you turn around and you do the same thing, solving all the way back. And you'll go back and forth as many times as you need. This will work with all 4x puzzles that have a side with 4 and a puzzle that has a side with 3. So as long as it's like that, it doesn't matter how long it is. You can use that method. If you chose this side, however, as it has 5, this method doesn't quite work the same, and it will cause it to essentially not work. Alright, at this point, we've now completed that section, so we can head back and head out. Now, you will notice that they do have a giant lever on the back wall. Now, this is used, if you pull that lever, it will lock a block in place and count it as lit. It will also spawn in some enemies. So, ultimately, if you really choose to, you can just have it keep pulling and locking those blocks and constantly spawning enemies, which will ultimately lead to you know, higher kill counts, but it will take incredibly larger amounts of time. Alright, so in here, as you see, we do have a group of enemies. We do have some fungus we can grab, but we just want to stick to this main path here, which will lead to the end section.
The jungle floor rumbles to life as a massive
now, as you see, it does have a big old shambling mound here. It will also spawn in enemies on the outside edge as well. So I definitely recommend taking out the trash first and foremost, as it is so much easier. Now you'll see the water itself is kind of deep, so try to fight towards the land. This guy really doesn't hit overly hard, so you should be fine as long as you're a little bit careful. And that's it. That's our first one defeated. Alright. So here we're going to progress through. And we need to return to the Elder, so we do got to walk up and talk to the Elder again. Basically to let him know, hey, we beat your trial. Nothing rough, just simple and straightforward.
You found favor with the second.
Alright, so our next one is hiding here around the corner. And we are to go get mushrooms in the southeast. So that one's right here. Just gotta head back up and around. And we can head in here to go grab some mushrooms.
A deep rumbling growl can be heard drifting through the thick jungle.
And as you can see, it's kind of a bit of a maze in here. So what I like to do anytime I'm in any type of maze-like situation, I'll pick a direction, either left or right, and I'll constantly head that direction. So here we're picking left. As you can see, dead end. You're going to work your way around, and anytime there's a left, you're going to make your way through that left. Alright, so here we are. And ultimately, you just gotta find your way around here to grab the luminous mushrooms. As we're going, every now and then you will see some bear traps, and you can actually stop and use those bear traps to your advantage. This goes to go with the big thing that they were mentioning. We were hearing, heading left, and that would be the Drow Slayer here. So he will be somewhere in this myriad of plants. So here we are. There's our Drow Slayer. Again, as you can see, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he does attack pretty quickly.
Final defiant roar.
But there we are. Once he's dead, it's pretty simple. You just kind of bust through, grabbing the rest of your mushrooms. So we got one more mushroom this general direction. And there it is.
You've collected all the luminous mushrooms for the village. Time
So
to deliver them.
Continue heading left, and eventually it will lead us right on outside the maze. Should have been this way here. But yeah, that's my easy way of figuring out the mazes. It helps you from getting lost, as if you just constantly pick the same direction. And anytime you're posed with a which way to go, you always pick and choose to head left. Oh. Alright, here we go. Just gonna go ahead and talk to our
You have
guy.
earned the favor of the first elder.
And there. So now we got one more to go. And that's our elder right here. Now here he wants us to find the gate temple and defeat the Umber Hulks. So our first bit is we have a mother scorpion here. And we can shoot it and defeat it. There we go. So as you can see, on their own, again, not a lot of damage, but in a group, they can whittle you down, especially if you get those champions there. Alright, so this side, as you can see, it's got a whole lot of, well, first off, some ooze. As we hit them, they're gonna split, split, and split. Now, if you've watched previous videos with me dealing with ooze, these types of ooze, I do like to split them, because the more they split, the better chance I have at getting those rems. However, the downside is it also means more chance of champions, or sorry, more chances at Reapers. Alright, so we get a small button just on the side. And the button is locked, but as you see, we can unlock it.
As the button is pressed, the floor collapses,
Which
revealing a
reveals a
down
passage.
below.
And as you can see, we do have some traps in here. Kind of ouch full. But because we came through this side, we got this tunnel all the way down. Doesn't really have anything. And here's a control box. So here, I'm gonna head back up.
You notice that this section of wall is rife with usable handholds.
There we go. So it's kind of easy to get up and over. You know, grab our traps. And that's turned off everything here. Once we get to the very bottom, of course we want to pull our big lever.
Comes from above as the lever is pulled.
And that will turn on our reverse gravity. So as you can see, not a whole lot down here. But it does open up here, which has some coins. And a lovely, lovely lock chest. So again, open lock and grab some free loot. Now you can feel free to grab the piles of gold. I'm gonna leave them as I find they take too long to loot for too little reward. And we're gonna head back.
It looks like you could climb the wall here.
Up top here. So aside from that corridor, as you can see, completely optional. We do need to head through here, and we will have a myriad of other enemies, including some Umber Hulks, which we actually gotta actively track them down and kill them. Now, I hate Umber Hulks. They have so many different ways to kill you and stun you. And, well, once you're stunned, a lot of times that can definitely spell disaster.
And an Umber Hulk.
So here we are. We got one right here. Now this one kind of has a bit of a trick. As you can see, we can kind of climb up a little bit, getting out of range, though that didn't quite work out so well. Especially as he somehow walked up the mountain. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of just gonna be going around the outside edge, finding these Umber Hulks, and showing them who's boss.
You get an uneasy feeling as you pass this area.
And then of course a giant
The
lever.
lever is pulled, and the gate blocking the temple entrance opens.
So we do want to grab that one. Obviously that is our temple gate entrance lever. But we also need to finish hunting off the last 3 of these Umber Hulks. So here they are. Well, not there, but we do have, as you can see, other drow. Myself a quick fire resistance. Alright. So once we're here, we do want to hop into the water. Head past. And we can actually head down and through basically a secret tunnel. Now at the end of this tunnel, we do have a lever. As you can see, a very small pocket of air if needed.
The flame barrier blocking the magma chamber flickers out.
Once pulled, we do need to head back. And like they said, the magma barrier is down, so that would have been a barrier up top there. Here we can now climb the wall.
This section of wall looks like it could be scaled with a bit of effort,
allowing us to get up top.
The hot, dry air in this chamber is now slightly crimson.
Alright, so we got those guys, and again, just continue. Now, we have a raiding party. And of course a famine reaper, so I'm going to give ourselves this. Quickly buff ourselves. And you know what? Let's toss on an endless, make it real quick. And there we go. So again, nothing special, it's just an extra little optional. And we do have a couple of breakables. And of course, more kills. But don't worry if you can't figure your way up here, or simply don't want to get up here, as it is only a couple hundred experience. Truthfully, not worth the effort, especially if you want to risk death. Or don't want to risk death, rather. That way you can get through it, get the kills, and not die. Alright. Now we'll head off here. There we are. do want to make sure to check those hollows, as you definitely want to make sure that we find all these Umber Hulks as quick as possible. So again, splitting up can definitely be of assistance, but you know, they are difficult enemies. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew here.
An Umber Hulk erupts from the wall and attacks.
Alright, so we got one left to go.
You hear an eerie chittering sound coming from the chamber ahead.
Alright, so at this point, as you see, we did kill them all. I do recommend, especially if you're going for full bonus, to continue heading down the paths. Obviously, it is not needed, but a few more kills never hurts. Unless, I mean, of course, you die, but... The thing with these Umber Hulks is they're not always in the exact same position. So sometimes you may need to search a little bit more. And just head down all these paths. Again, it is chance they will be at the end mostly of these dead end halls. As you saw, we did have one that did pop out randomly from the wall. But for the most part, they're all the end of dead end paths. Alright, and here we go. So all that's left now is to exit this section, talk to Elder Knath, and just let him know that, hey, we beat your trial, and we can move further. Alright. So obviously having Dimension Door would definitely help you get through this a little bit quicker, as, well, this is literally amazing here. Now, as you'll also see in the town, we do have a set of shrines. So if at this point you have not yet used those specific ones, feel free to grab them now, as we'll be heading towards our end fight area shortly here.
The third
Alright.
grants you his favor. You've earned the favor of the village elders and convinced the guard to open the way to Volkur's temple. It lies to the southwest of the village.
So here we go. So yeah, fairly simple concept. Obviously, if you are doing this one, I definitely recommend going with a party. Having one person head down the cunning path, and then the rest of the party split evenly through the other ones, as the cunning path itself doesn't actually have any traps. Alright, so once you have all of that, we can now head over here and talk to this village guard. He will then drop the barrier and let you progress. As you can see, it is just a straight shot right to the altar here. But we do have some enemies. And these guys caught me before I caught them. So yeah, just watch yourself. As you see, there was some to the right, which I did miss. As I was looking at the ones over here, I am glad they saw me before. Before I started shooting them and dragging them this way. Alright. Alright, so with our welcoming party dispatched, we can grab the breakables, and then we need to head in through the waterfall to our temple entrance.
A guttural chant echoes down the hall. The cultists are definitely here.
Alright, so here we are.
Disciples of rage cultists in the room ahead. Their incantation takes me completely. Something has answered their call. Here, chaos leap into the world through the portal. These pulses of Zorian energy drift through the temple chamber. Multi-eyed monstrosity roars. A barrier of solid light engulfs it, shielding it from your attacks. It seems that chaos magic is fickle. If a holder's shield begins to fade.
So as you see, he does have a whole bunch of enemies. Just be careful not to hit the orbs, as you gotta love chaos magic. It is completely unpredictable. And just work your way on, you know, in my opinion, killing the trash. Luckily, as it is a Chaos Beholder, it doesn't actually have a anti-magic field. There we go. And there we go. So at this point, it's just kill trash. So So it's kind of annoying fight. Alright, at this point, all that's left is to grab our Volkor's gift. And that concludes, so it's not overly too long of a quest. It did take us 35 minutes to get through. Obviously you can pick up additional kills by staying in a couple of those rooms. And then finally we have our end loot. There we are. Now I didn't actually run into the ornate lock. For the ornate mithril lock, I do forget again where that is. I apologize. It has been a long time since I've run this one. But of course, once you're done, feel free to explore. You can head out and just explore around. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast as always. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.